Okay, I'm still in Sarasota County Jail for 6 months because of Judge Padar's mistrial. They're trying to time everything to October 5th, 2024 to kill the statute of limitations of the fraud transfer by Ryan Schneider law, switching out legal descriptions of 2,000 acres to hide the primary water access, the number one primary water access in the world, which is right here in Sarasota. Could be why Blue Gold Bush family was in Sarasota. What I want to talk about is Ketanji Jackson Brown. Google Gilberti versus Federal Reserve. All I asked is all the EPA and all the agencies to verify it, because if you guys hid this 50 years, the primary water comes from the core. It's all the spring water, but you got to grab it before it hits the sun. So there's a negative voltage. It's an antioxidant, so all the deserts have it under it. When the primary water cycle opens, the monetary fund dies. So we had a chance to kill all the debt, but Trump doesn't care. None of them care. But the issue with Ketanji Jackson Brown is she was a D.C. judge in D.C. She didn't even let us serve it. As soon as I got the summons, she killed it and said it's all fictitious and patently insubstantial. They're all from Harvard and Yale and Notre Dame, just like DeSantis, Obama, all of them, okay? And Trump's with them because he's a billionaire. He only cares about money, casinos. So the point is, every single federal judge, just now Eileen Cannon, this guy Tom Baker in Tampa, Eileen Cannon, she has my case, Gilberti versus Rubio. They all are using the Gilberti versus DeSantis case, every federal case, Gilberti versus CDC, called everything I did fictitious. How do you call water fictitious if you're a judge sitting in a chair? And it all stems from Ketanji Jackson Brown's order when she was a D.C. judge. That order made her a U.S. Supreme Court justice. So she's the first black woman Supreme Court justice ever. They only care about themselves, and so many kids are dying of no water around the world, 20,000 a day. The war's end. So Ketanji Jackson Brown needs to be removed from this U.S. Supreme Court justice, removed from the legal system, because right now I have the legislative branch, the executive branch, the presidents, and all the executive offices, the governors, and the judicial branch teaming up on me for 12 years now, and not one leader, not one engineering company on any continuing service contract in any of these counties from Tampa to Miami are willing to even acknowledge the resource and lower all water and power bills through revenue bond takedowns with, this ain't just water. This is something that you never got to drink, ever, and they're everywhere. You're drinking treated chemical groundwater from the rain cycle that has the atomic bomb and all kinds of mess inside it. And it goes down about 30 feet into the ground and a little bit more. There's a mixing zone, but the primary water access, we can drill 20,000 feet. Could be 2,000 feet like Bucks, Cecil Daughtry's. Could be 5,000 feet like over there at Washington Mountain Reserve, New York. So we have the United Nations now in New York, Gilberti versus United Nations. Let's see what judge in New York does. So what I'm going to do is I'm ending with this. I'm filing federal complaints, judge complaints on all the Middle District judges and Eileen Cannon over there in Southern District. I'm asking them, how dare you call primary water access fictitious and patently insubstantial, sitting in a cubicle chair with a robe on, and not just having Rubio come out here. He didn't have to come out. All these leaders on doing mandamus, all you gotta do is order a water test for the lab. They don't even have to get out of the chair. They can just call lab. But I'm sitting in here because of Judge Padar and a whole gang of Sarasota, Tampa, and Lee County judges all ganged up on all of us. I don't need to be validated. These resources do. And it only takes an hour to do the quality test, actually 5 minutes, and a 2-hour pump report to set up the rig and everything, maybe a day. And we are open, wide open. California has them all the desert areas, these farm people have them all, Mexico has them all, and everything changes. But Ketanji Jackson Brown, Gilberti versus Federal Reserve, my relief was everybody gets no more mortgages, they're all gone. All the rent goes to $100 a month, print out new money, put animals on it, and give everyone $25,000, and let's start getting to work on all the infrastructure from these primary water resources down the old railroad tracks and rebuild all the highways, roads, and those old cities. But no, she wanted to be the first black U.S. Supreme Court justice, which, this first black female president, she has a mandamus with Gilberti versus Rubio. I'm going into appeal, and Eileen Cannon killed it. Why, I don't know. There's a real problem right now with fear the judicial system being corrupt, the leaders not taking action. They took oaths to open up the primary water resources around the world, and everybody joined together and end these wars in the Middle East and the desert areas. All right, so everybody needs to help out. It's the people, not them. You put them there. They're just there to blame. You have to get up. All the HOAs should be getting up and going down to Sarasota County and saying, we want the water hooked up. Permits ready. All right, and forget about Ketanji, Jackson Brown's fictitious orders and all these federal judges. They're too scared to help America, and they took an oath. So I'm going to leave it at that.